Hello and welcome to today's webinar, Why Brenau Means Business. My name is Katie and I'm going to be your moderator this morning. And before we get started, I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about what we're covering this morning. First, we're going to talk about why you should earn a bachelor's degree in the first place. And after that, we're going to talk about why you should earn it at Brenau. We're going to explore a little bit about how the curriculum and classes are developed and what you'll learn in the classes. And then you'll be introduced to a few of our faculty members. After that, we will have a live Q&A session with the help of our two hosts, Talita Gordon and Kristin Betz. If you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to type them into the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen, and Kristin and Talita will do their best to answer them at the end of their presentation. So speaking of Kristin and Talita, let me introduce you to them. First, you're going to hear from Talita. Talita has over 14 years of experience with college students, and she is very passionate about helping students get their start in education. She is joined today by Kristin, who has 13 years in higher ed. So she is right behind Talita, and she helps students every day with goal building, application help, and more. So between the two of them, you are in very good hands. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to Talita to get you started and learn more about Brenau.
Good morning. I'm Talita. I'm going to talk to you today about having a bachelor's degree with and the financial operations in Georgia. So according to the Department of Labor, as you see on the slide here, that it's going to be approximately 14.8% growth for projected jobs by 2028. The great thing is Brenau University, our bachelor's degree in business prepares our students for those jobs that you will be applying for. We have several different concentrations. One of the more popular ones will be our accounting, which will prepare you for the CPA. We also have a concentration in financial economics, as well as human resource management. Those are just some of the programs that we do offer for the bachelor's degree in business that will allow you to apply for those jobs and have all the credentials that you need. And as you can see, as I stated earlier, accountants, you have the marketing research analysis, marketing specialists, just to name a few of those jobs. Again, our program, especially when it comes down to the marketing portion of it, we try to stay with what's current. And one of the things that a lot of people are really into when it comes to business and promoting their business is utilizing social media to have that platform. And Brenau is right there with you, showing you how to utilize your social media to continue to grow your business. And that's the great thing about our program. And it helps with getting you into the positions that you are looking for. As this slide says here, a salary of $90,000, which is great when you have your bachelor's degree in the state of Georgia. I can tell you from one of my students, her name is Bridget, amazing young woman, started in our bachelor's degree program a little over 4 years ago. She graduated last year with her bachelor's degree in business with the accounting concentration. That student, Bridget, has had the opportunity to be promoted within the company that she's working with, was able to provide for her family, buy a new home. So this is just showing you that our degree will get you to that next level. She's also moved into our master program and she's continuing to grow with her company. So just saying you need a bachelor's degree for the advancement, I'm just showing you that there's also proof that that bachelor's degree will get you to the next level, definitely increasing your money by 66%. And one of the things that I also looked over is that when you do have your bachelor's degree, there's so many different opportunities in Georgia just for you to go into different businesses, either corporate America or either we prepare you to start your own business as well. And now we're going to go over to Kristin.
Thank you, Talita, and welcome everyone. It certainly does pay to get a bachelor's in Georgia. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, on average, a student will earn $24,000 more per year than somebody without a degree. And because of all of our technology, a company and business can receive thousands of resumes every single day. And so they have to go through and put in keywords. And if those keywords do not say degree or related to that, it doesn't matter how much experience the person can have. They'll be overlooked and really miss out on a great opportunity. So now that we have discussed the importance of having a bachelor's degree, let's talk a little bit about why Brenau for a business degree. So our business degree does provide a great foundation overall. So we do offer you're going to learn about management, you're going to learn about finance, you're going to learn about marketing, how to run a business. But the great thing is not only are you going to learn those areas specifically, if there's a particular concentration that you want to get a little bit more proficient in, Brenau also offers 4 different concentrations. So as Talita had mentioned, accounting is one, which can help lead to the CPA examination. Financial economics, human resources, and marketing. And these are all areas that maybe it will be an additional 3 to 4 classes that will help you out on top of the already foundation that you'll have. So it will really help you stand out as an applicant going into a company. So a couple other areas that are under the business category is healthcare management. A lot of people want to be in that helping field. In this particular degree, you can work for companies like insurance agencies, pharmaceutical companies. You can work for the healthcare, of course, industry. 80% of the hospitals out there are run by health administration. It's the people who run them. And so it's a great opportunity to get your foot in the door and get that experience without having to really get into the clinical aspect of it and take those additional classes that will be needed. Another program that we offer under our business program is organizational leadership. I like to think of that almost as a creative side of business. So this particular program deals with arts, it deals with business, it deals with government, it deals with education, not for profit. So it's a very widespread program that can really cover a lot of different areas and make you again more valuable as an employee for these businesses. So now that we've talked about different businesses, I want to talk a little bit about accreditation. Accreditation in general is a recognition from an accrediting agency that is set up for a couple different reasons. One reason is to hold higher learning accountable by determining if an institution meets or exceeds minimum quality goals. And this is just not a one-time thing. This is something that companies come in, do quality control process almost like every 5 to 10 years. So it is a continuing effort to keep that reputation going and make sure that you are receiving the best quality education. The U.S. Department of Education does maintain a database of accrediting agencies. And so as a student, again, it helps you determine whether an institution is acceptable for enrollment by meeting all the minimum quality standards. So the reason I wanted to kind of explain accreditation is because for our business program, our accreditation is ACBSP. What that is, it's an accreditation council for business schools and programs. This particular accreditation, business, it deals with accounting, it covers business related programs, all at the associates, at the bachelor's, at the master's, and at the doctorate levels worldwide. So not only is it an excellent indicator of the quality of programs that we offer, but it's also highly respected and more focused on the quality of the program. Back to you, Talita.
Thank you, Kristin. Now we're going to share a little bit about some of our faculty members. You will see 4 different individuals on here. all of our faculty members are simply amazing. I can tell you firsthand, I have worked with Dr. Erickson for a long time, and she is very personable with her students. She goes over and beyond for her students. And as you can see, her credentials, she has her PhD from Washington, University of Washington, and she's been a dean of our College of Education since 2014. She knows her material. She actually teaches some of the classes as well, and she is also one of the faculty advisors. So she is, again, great resource, and that's one of the things that is so important when it comes down to being at school, knowing that you have a support system. And then the other faculty advisor that I have the pleasure of interacting with is Dr. Washington Hubbard. She is another example of excellence throughout Brenau, and so is Dr. Burton. But again, I have firsthand experience with Dr. Hubbard, where she set high expectations for her students, and they hit those expectations. She's always trying to get them into the graduate program, and a lot of them do move forward. And as I stated about Dr. Erickson, Dr. Washington Hubbard also take the initiative to go above and beyond for her students. No matter what the situation is, she's going to try and help make sure that you're still in class, staying on top of things. If you have an unexpected event, just let her know. She's going to work with you to make sure she gets you to the right person to have things taken care of. One of my students last week called in about her and said that Dr. Hubbard is one of the reasons she stayed in her program after something just happened that wasn't typical. There was a fire that took her home, but she worked with her to continue to keep her in class, gave her extra time on her assignments. And that's the kind of individuals you want as your faculty advisors. And all of our faculty advisors are very personable with their students. And back over to Kristin.
Perfect. Thank you, Talita. So a little history about Brenau. We have been, we've existed over 140 plus years. We started out as a women's only college in Gainesville for seminary. So in the past 50 plus years, we have become, co-ed, of course, in helping working adult students earn degrees. So with that, in 1998, we also became online. And so with over 20 years experience online, we were the first online school within the region. So pretty exciting. We feel like we've, really taken the time to build up that online presence and really help students. One of those things that we've done is we make sure that the class sizes are reasonably sized. So on average, a student will go into class and there'll be around 15 to 20 students. We do take 2 classes at a time, 2 classes every 7 weeks on average. There is not a particular time that we do log in during the week. Normally, if you want to go in at 10 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock in the morning, it's completely up to you. Another feature is that we learn things that are going to apply to our lives today. When I went to school, we learned about the War of 1812. And unless you are going to be on Jeopardy, it probably isn't going to come up in a regular conversation. So when I went back to school in 2011, I love this feature because not only could I apply it to my life, but I could apply it to my work environment. I could apply it to my relationships. It was just amazing. And I felt like it was really, I was going to school for a purpose and really learning what I needed to learn. As I mentioned, some of the reasons for going to school is the benefits of the class sizes and that, but I also wanted to talk a little bit about your support system. So Talita and I, as Katie mentioned, we are senior enrollment coaches. We've been doing this for a very long time. So what we do is we take the time to identify specific programs that would be beneficial to you. We listen to your needs, we listen to your wants and your goals, and we prep you for that. We can help you with the online process, which would include an application, which is free. It's very, very short. As far as the transcript requests, we actually go and request transcripts on your behalf as well. So that's something that will take the stress away from you and put it on us to let you focus more on daily activities. We also can take you through the financial aid process. So we can walk you through the FAFSA. And that's all part of what we offer here at Brenau. And we will continue into walking you to your first day of class. So we have some great roles here, and we want to help you be successful as students. So once we complete our goals and needs in helping our students, a success coach will go ahead and come in. They will remain with you within the graduation with regular check-ins and really, make sure that you stay motivated, make sure that your grades are on top of things. If you're having good connections with your instructors. Talita had mentioned faculty members. They do establish close relationships. They want to make sure that you are getting everything that you need because this is your investment, and you want to make sure that it's going to be worth it in the end, and it absolutely will be with Brenau. One of the best parts about online is that we do offer some great resources. So we have writing resources, we have math resources, and one of my favorites, we actually have online tutoring. So you just have to go in, sign up, and you can go ahead and get a tutor for math. You can get it for English. You can get it for Spanish. One of the nice things is I have a student who has done this frequently, and she calls me up and she says, Kristin, they are absolutely amazing. They're so easy to follow. They're so patient. I really feel like I can get a good understanding of what's needed. And then their grades were going up. So it was very promising and very encouraging for the student, and very exciting for us as enrollment coaches to see that with our students. And that's all free. That is all part of your education here at Brenau University. So it's awesome, and it's worth it.
Great. Thank you so much, Talita and Kristin, for sharing your expertise. Before we move on, a few reminders. First of all, classes start here at Brenau on May 10th and June 28th. May probably feels like it's a long ways away, but it'll be here before you know it. So we really recommend you go ahead and get your application in, or if you've already started your application, finish it up so that you can get started in May. Now, if you have questions for Talita or Kristin or any of our enrollment team, they are ready and available to answer them for you. You can give them a call at 888-528-5429 or email them at success@ags.brenau.edu. And I will go ahead and put that into the chat so that you can save it for later. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and move over to our Q&A session. Now, again, if you have questions, go ahead and feel free to type them into the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen, and Kristin and Talita will do their best to answer them for you. But it looks like we've already had a few roll in. So I'm going to go ahead and ask this one to Talita. First of all, this person says that they work full-time and have kids, which sounds familiar. Sounds like a lot of the students that you ladies work with. So their question is, how much time should they spend outside of class on assignments?
That is a great question. It's a question that I literally answer probably 3 times a day. How to maintain good grades, and if you're a mom, a single mom, you're married with kids, you work full time. The great thing is you're devoted about 20 hours a week outside of the classroom portion. So for example, let's say you start class today. You're going to do your readings today, and maybe tomorrow you'll do your discussion question. So the great thing is, Katie, you can actually break this up. And that's what I tell all of my students. So if you're looking at 20 hours a week of study time, you can break it up 2 hours on Monday, maybe 3 hours on Wednesday. Make it flow with your schedule, with the way your home life is. So if you can balance work life and home life, you can actually add in that school life as well, and just make it the perfect trifecta so you're able to get to the next level of your career and your personal goals.
Great, thank you so much, Talita. Now, Kristin, I'm going to ask you this one. This person wants to know, what is the difference between the Bachelor of Business Administration and the Bachelor of Science in Organizational Leadership?
Great question. I'll say math for one. The business administration definitely has a lot more math classes because you're focusing more on the management aspect, the running the business. You're looking at how businesses run. So it's more of the logistics behind it. Organizational leadership is a little bit more, as I mentioned, kind of on the creative side. You're dealing with leadership. You're dealing with conflict resolution. You're learning how to work with others. So it's just really about how you execute the organizational process. So it really does come down to whether or not you want to run a business or if you want to be that lead person and be able to guide the business to success.
Okay, thank you so much, Kristin, for that explanation. So the next question I'm going to send to Talita. This person wants to know, is financial aid available at Brenau? And I would add to that, can you help us understand if that has changed at all within the last year with COVID happening?
Yes, so yes, financial aid is available to those who qualify. A lot of our students, I'm pretty positive, is about 95% of our students do receive financial aid. And due to the circumstances we're all living in through to the pandemic, there hasn't been negative changes to financial aid. There have been some great positive changes, such as the interest rate. Has taken a lower, it went from 6.8 to a 2.7. So that's a great thing. But financial aid, the way it works is you're going to complete the free application for federal student aid. You just go onto the FAFSA website to see what you qualify. There are different levels to financial aid based on your experience in school. So if you are an incoming first year student, adult graduates, adult student, you may qualify for $6,345 for grants. And then you may also qualify for $9,500 in loans. But again, it is different levels for how many credits in your college experience. But majority of our students at Brenau do utilize financial aid. They utilize the grants. And being a Georgia student, there's also an additional grant called the Georgia Tuition Equalization Grant. So there is funds available for students.
Great, thank you so much, Talita. So we have one question here about business programs that are available. Now, Brenau has a ton of them. So, Kristin, can you help us understand if somebody's not totally sure which program is right for you, what's their next course of action? Who should they call, and what does that process look like?
Well, again, as an enrollment coach, we try to kind of discuss that at the very beginning with our students. So we want to make sure that we listen to your needs. We listen to your current position. What are your ultimate goals? Do you want to, as I mentioned, the accounting can lead to sitting for the CPA exam. Do you want to get marketing degree? Do you want to run a business? And, we can all have creative ideas to run a business, but it's how you market it that will make you more successful. So that might be a better situation for you. I've had students who want to run daycares, and sometimes they think, well, I need some educational background. And it's like, you need to know how to run a business. You need to go in there and again, do the marketing. We offer a program for nonprofit, so a concentration for nonprofit. So it's really just sitting down, talking with the student, really listening to what they want ultimately, and then we can go over the programs. As you mentioned, Katie, we do offer quite a few solutions, and they carry on into the master's program, which is pretty awesome as well. So you can become even more proficient as you grow with your schooling and educational experience.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that explanation, Kristin. And we have one final question. So I guess this is our last call for questions. If you have one, go ahead and type it into the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. But Talita, I'm going to ask you this one. This person wants to know what types of assignments they will have, given this is an online degree. I know it's probably pretty different than when people attended college in person a long time ago. So can you walk us through what types of assignments they can expect?
Yeah, absolutely. So, with our students, the way the assignments are set up, you will have your syllabus. It's available to you in your Canvas. That's actually your student portal where you'll see your classes. So, if you have two classes, you'll see them listed and you'll see exactly what your first assignment is. So, your first assignment could easily be just about yourself, writing a discussion question, asking the question will probably ask you, why did you choose Brenau? Why are you in this certain major that you're in? And what's your goal? So you're literally writing about yourself. So that should be fairly easy. And then as you move through, you're going to do the discussion questions, the participation. You're going to read what other students write and you're going to respond to those. And once you start to get into the book material, you'll have a couple of days to do the reading assignments or a week. It depends on what the assignment is. And you're going to read through it. And then you're going to do your paper. You're going to turn in your paper through the Dropbox. So it makes it very user friendly. It's actually very engaging as well. So if you're used to being in a traditional classroom, the great thing is when you log onto your Canvas, there's this little link that you can click on. It's like a little coffee shop, an online coffee shop where you can actually network and speak with your other classmates and actually discuss your assignments. And some of the other assignments that you would do, for example, in your English class or rather your speech class, you're going to prepare a speech and you're going to deliver it. You're going to record it and you're going to upload your recording. So again, it's very user friendly. Long as you understand time management and you have your computer in front of you and or you can even download our app to your cell phone, you can still do your assignments. So those assignments are typically answering discussion questions, doing the readings, and then there are the papers that you will write. So it is doable for all adult students that are non-traditional students that are thinking about coming back to school. I did it as a non-traditional student. I know Kristin did it as well as a non-traditional. So I say let's get you guys going. I think this program will be great for a lot of individuals who have families and want to get back there.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that explanation. Okay, with that, I think we're at time. So let's go ahead and wrap up with a few reminders. First of all, as I stated before, classes start on May 10th and June 28th. So hurry up and get your applications in, or if you've started them, finish them. If you do need help with those, we know that it is maybe a new or a challenging process for some folks out there. If you need help with them, Talita, Kristin, and the rest of our enrollment team is ready and willing to help. So you can give them a call, the phone number listed on the screen or the email address. I put both of those into the chat. So if you click on the chat at the bottom of the screen, you can see those. But with that, thank you so much for joining today. We hope you have a safe and enjoyable and sunny, I would add, week for the first week of spring. So thanks for joining, and we'll hopefully see you in class in May.